From the KPER Newsroom, I'm Kaye McIntyre. Good morning. The Kansas Supreme Court has ruled that the state is finally spending enough on K-12 education to comply with the state constitution. The High Court unanimously declared yesterday that current funding is adequate following a boost of roughly $90 million a year by lawmakers. Some lawmakers are skeptical they'll be able to hit future funding targets, but Governor Laura Kelly says they can.
I will do everything I can to hold the legislature to its promise and constitutional obligation to fully fund our schools.
The justices declined to end the 2010 lawsuit that prompted the ruling. In their decision, justices said they are retaining jurisdiction in the case to ensure that the scheduled funding continues as promised. Meanwhile, the Kansas Supreme Court has reversed its 2012 decision and ruled that the state's cap on compensation for non-economic damages, things like pain and suffering, violates the state constitution. Dan Margulies has this report.
Kansas is one of many states that have limited non-economic damages, particularly in medical malpractice cases, out of concern that runaway jury awards cause skyrocketing insurance premiums and hurt the economy. But the High Court decided that the cap, which is now $325,000, violates the right to a jury trial guaranteed by the state constitution. David Morantz is a personal injury attorney who filed a brief in the case.
It's a game changer in these cases. It's a very big ruling.
The case drew widespread interest. Both the Kansas Chamber of Commerce and the Kansas Association of Defense Counsel had urged the court to retain the cap. I'm Dan Margulies.
Governor Laura Kelly says she plans to issue an executive order to end a long-standing economic border war between Kansas and Missouri in the Kansas City area. Kelly told reporters yesterday that her executive order will mirror a new Missouri law that prevents incentives from being used to lure businesses across the border in the metro area. The Missouri law takes effect only if Kansas acts. The damage caused by the EF4 tornado that hit Douglas County last month was limited, but only because it missed denser city areas. That's according to a new report by the Structural Extreme Event Reconnaissance Network. Stephen Basaha has this report.
The report found that many buildings in the area hit by the storm were not constructed in a way to stop roofs from tearing off. Report author Elena Sutley also called the county's lack of public shelters alarming. She says the record number of tornadoes in the Midwest last month highlights the need to be better prepared.
This really is a major hazard, a major threat that we have, and we really haven't put in the infrastructure to be able to protect our people.
Douglas County's Emergency Management Department says public shelters are a complicated issue that can cause their own safety concerns. No one was killed by the tornado, though 18 people were injured. For the Kansas News Service, I'm Stephen Basaha in Wichita.
And in sports, the Kansas City Royals fell to the Minnesota Twins last night 2-0. They play the second in their series at 1:15 this afternoon in the Twin Cities. From the KPER Newsroom, I'm Kaye McIntyre.